But it's a very rare situation. But I'm just mentioning that basically our daily we are suffering no day off or not enough day off, or we don't have the real overtime payment. We don't have like funeral leave or other leaves. That's because we are out of Labor Standard Act. And the only thing protect us is basically the standard contract, which has no penalty, and some other laws cover some of our rights. Okay. So let's go. I introduce you one thing is like the employment permit system. I think it's very boring, but it's the most important thing you need to know. Because the most important paper of your working, what's that? What is your most important paper of the working? Yeah. Before, people will answer ARC because you never see your employment permit. But since last year, 2021, every migrant worker, you will have your own copy of employment permit. With this employment permit, it's from the NOL, the Ministry of Labor. This one is the formal certificate that indicating you are hired by whom, okay, and then where to work, as what category, and your working durations. Yeah. Okay, and because this is because you're under an employment permit system. And you can see that I delete working permit system because we can make a difference. There's a difference with employment permit system and working permit system. What's the difference? Working permit means that in Taiwan I can work with any employer and break the contract anytime. But employment system means every employment should be approved and permitted by the government. Okay, so it means that I cannot, today I want to work for Lisa, tomorrow I want to work Jennifer. No, it's impossible. Yeah, because unless the government permit me. So it means that I have to work with a specific employer that's written on the employment permit. You got it? Okay. So it's made us no freedom of transfer because government is controlling the reason you can transfer or not. They're controlling the reasons. So there's no freedom of transfer, and there are some limited job categories. Now you are working as domestic caretaker, some working as factory workers or nursing home workers, or some farm worker or fishermen are legal. But except for this legal employer, you cannot work for anyone else, right? And you don't have the right to transfer categories to factory. But there are some exceptions we don't mention. Basically, the principle is limited job options. And the defined working content. What is defined working content? You are domestic caretakers, right? So your job definition is taking care of the patient or the elderly, the specific person. Not because there's Agong Ama, so you need to take care of two. No. If there's Agong Ama, then you still have to distinguish who is the patient, right? So your definition of your job is to taking care of this elderly or this patient and some of the job around this one. Like doing the laundry for this one or clean the environment for this one. So that is why we know if the employers assign you illegal work out of this definition, like farming, like cleaning the office, working in the factory, whatever is not related to a caretaker job, we can call it an illegal assignment. Okay. So if you are caught, your employer is reported, you have you collect the evidence, the government will shelter you, right? So that is not because there is a Labor Standard Act or other things. That is because there's a employment permit system. So work, assign work out of permits from the government is illegal. That's how illegal work called illegal, right? Okay, so and another thing about the employment permit is there's the maximum that we can work only 14 years here in Taiwan. Yeah, but you will mention that, oh, we have a new policy that we work on, we can work as mid-level still. It's another story. Okay, we just mentioned here about the employment permit system. And there's a single permit of entry. Single permit of entry means that your visa, your working visa here in Taiwan can just allow you to enter Taiwan for once. So if you want to go vacation, you will need to apply for the re-entry, right? So, and your right is, as long as your ARC is valid, they should entitle your right to apply for re-entry. Okay, as long as your ARC is valid. Okay, and out of this, if you don't have a permit, if you no more have a employment permit, but you're still here in Taiwan, your ARC will be invalid automatically. Yeah, then you'll become so-called TNT. So TNT is not actually runaway, but they are just seeking for jobs out of the employment permit. So we call them undocumented workers. Okay. But nevertheless, even you know your rights, if your broker is not helping you to exercise your rights, some of you still cannot don't know how to exercise your rights, right? So brokerage system is another problem here in Taiwan. So to offset it, that's why we are doing the right hiring program. So the program is basically about knowing your right and exercise your right on your own, okay? And we have another 15 minutes, so now I'm going to make a short introduction to Convention 189. Because Convention 189 is a convention concerning decent work for domestic workers, and this, which is ratified by the Philippine government on September 5th, 2012, which means 10 years ago. Okay, but so you will ask, okay, what is C189? Okay, so there are many things, but I just say something from it. Okay, example, in the Convention 189, there are some working conditions regulated in the conventions, like equal treatment between domestic workers, okay, and other workers. Yeah, equal treatment. Is there equal treatment here in Taiwan? Yeah. Yes? How equal? You have the equal salary? No. Yeah, so it's not equal. We are excluded from Labor Standard Act. Labor Standard Act provides you the basic salary and the other working hour protection, but you are not included. Second, decent living condition that respect their privacy. Do you think your privacy is respected?
No.
No? How? You don't have a proper bed.
No.
You're sleeping beside your patient.
Yes, no privacy.
Yeah, the same room.
Yeah.
Is there a curtain between you?
No.
No. So you don't have privacy. Your ama or adong doesn't have privacy either. It's not decent. So mostly we are in the same room. Okay. And how about the employer should provide the domestic worker with a written contract to inform them of their condition of work? Yeah, I think mostly you have, but if you transfer, it's not mandatory to process it actually. And now you are entitled to keep your own your own travel and identity documents. Those are. Do you think you're right that this one is protected here in Taiwan?
No.
Your own documents. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But why is it some brokers are all keeping the passport there?
Yeah, it's a very good question. But if you are, file a case to 1955, will they force your broker to return it to you? If yes, then this is your right. Yeah. Basically, everyone you should know that you can call 1955 file a case if your ARC passport or even your employment permit or transfer permit is kept from you. The government has the obligation to help you to get back this. Okay, so this one I think fits the Convention
Pero yung
199
24 hours.
189.
Yung 24 hours, wala yan
The
sa
last
akin.
one, next one is weekly rest shall be at least 24 consecutive hours. Means continue on 24 hours. On the convention, do you have?
No?
Yeah.
12 hours.
Allowed because the patient.
Yeah, they will excuse the patient situation, right? They will excuse it, but right is right, and the patient's rights should be protected in other way instead of robbing your times, right? Yeah. The next one is that your salary should be paid in cash at regular intervals at least once a month. You will have it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, but sometimes the employees will delay. Yeah. Is there punishment for the delays? No. Yeah. And in the Convention 189 indicating that domestic caretakers should enjoy minimum wage coverage. Do you? No. Yeah, no. And I have to tell you that since 2017, since 2007, it's not 2007. Since 2007, domestic caretakers are never covered in the minimum wage anymore. Yeah, because before 2007, actually, it means like 15 years ago. In the time, every worker enjoyed the same basic salary. But since 2007, the basic salary started to increase. The government announced that you are not included anymore. Yeah. So this once about time it's equal, but now it's not. Okay. And the last thing is that, okay, this is a long paragraph, but the main spirit is that if they're going to implementing some policy related to domestic caretakers, especially migrant domestic caretakers, or they are going to discuss about some reform of the law, they should, in consultation with the most representative employers or workers organization, and in Taiwan, which is like the unions. Yeah, but does the government ever consult us? No. Okay.